I know, I know, I know. I'm back, Nika here with your that's right, fourth neuro nugget, guys. I'm honestly drained. I'm honestly exhausted. But we need to talk about this, so bear with me. I know I look tired. Don't remind me, be nice. And TGIF, right? TGIF. Like, I don't know what to say anymore because we have so many documents that were dropped. Boom, here you go, people, all at once. And every time I pull a document up, every time I'm reading between the lines, more people are becoming more suspicious. Before I get started, these are my very humble opinions. Feel free to disagree. And at the end of the day, these are for entertainment purposes only. So remember that. Also, you can disagree with me. I love people that disagree because they open up my mind to other things that maybe I missed, other points of view, whatever. But do so respectfully because I will put a dog in timeout. Trust. So I'm pulling up document 42. This is a 5-page document. I covered portions of it in the earlier lives, which, by the way, are getting a lot of hate comments, right? They're thrashing me in the comment section. And that's great because it means we're triggering people, and triggering people means we're probably getting close, probably getting hot. That's a positive thing in my opinion. Now, law supplemental narrative, sequence number 42, guys. Again, a very lengthy document, but I want to talk about Hunter. What is he doing? He's saying things that, in my opinion, don't really match what we have seen in previous footage released by law enforcement. We've seen the footage of Officer Rosendahl, right? Where he is questioning Kaylee, and was that not Hunter Johnson that came out? Was that Hunter Johnson that came out with Kaylee? The Hunter Johnson that had the plastic ties around his wrist, was that not Hunter Johnson? Now, that video, I know you've watched it. I know you've seen the footage. It's one of the first videos that was ever released. And it's the noise complaint video where Officer Rosendahl is talking to Kaylee, and he comes out, Hunter Johnson, comes out as well, right? Please be honest with me in the chat, in the comment section. Does it look to you in that video like Hunter Johnson doesn't really know Kaylee? Is that what we're gonna say now? Coffee, by the way. It looks to me, my opinion, that Hunter appears to be pretty comfortable around Kaylee Gonzalez. Why are they both coming to the door? Right now, in this document, this is what Hunter said. Hunter said around 12 p.m. on 11/13/2022, D called E. I'm assuming Dylan called Emily. You can fill in the blanks however you want. That's how I'm going to fill them in. Hunter's girlfriend. Dylan told Emily she thought something was not right in her house. Dylan also told Emily she heard or saw a man in her house the night prior. Dylan asked Emily and Hunter to come over and make sure everything was okay because she locked herself in Bethany's room. Hunter said he was the first person to get to the residence. Hunter said he entered the code to the front door. Again, what did I talk about in the last few lives that I've been doing? Okay, what did I talk about? I talked about everybody and their mother knowing that code to the front door. Big red flag. Not only that, but several people in the same document mentioned that everybody knew that people didn't really lock their doors, that this house was a party house, that people were in and out, that people did not lock the doors, and that also there was an issue with the lock, that sometimes it wouldn't lock. And people knew that. Not only that, but people that did not live at 1122 King Road also knew the passcode. How unsafe. I'm sorry, but teach your children, even if they're in college, apparently they still need to be taught, like, do not share these passcodes with people, because again, you never know who's going to share what information with whom, right? Allowing who knows who to access the front door with this code. Dylan and Bethany were telling Hunter they did not know what was going on. Hunter said he went up to the stairs and immediately went into Xana's room. Hunter said this was the only room he went into. Hunter said he approached the door. It was only partially open. Hunter said when he opened it, he saw Xana and Ethan. Sorry, I'm choking because popcorn. Hunter said he initially did not realize all the red fluid was dried blood. Okay, that is something that, again, doesn't sit well with me. You walked in the room where Xana and Ethan were at, and you didn't smell anything. Again, we know, we all have brain cells. We know that the smell would be horrific. And we know that the sliding door was left open, and we know that the front door was also open, wide open. In these legal documents, it is stated the front door was wide open, right? So this door is partially closed. You didn't smell anything? And we know the crime scene was horrific. That red fluid that we see coming out of the house probably belonged to Ethan. And he said, oh, I didn't even realize that it was all dried blood. You didn't realize it? You didn't smell copper? You didn't smell iron? You didn't realize it? I'm sorry, but what? Hunter said he thought at first they had been drunk and left a mess. Come on, bro. Like, do you think we're stupid? I know not everybody has been to a crime scene, okay? I unfortunately have been to too many crime scenes. It doesn't take long for the body to start decomposing, babes. It doesn't take long. Not only that, but exactly what Momo Stinky is saying in the chat, the body relieves itself. Meaning what? Meaning you defecate yourself, aka feces, meaning you urinate yourself, aka urine. So not only are you going to have the smell of feces and urine all over that room, especially because we know that the smell would have been particularly strong in that room if the door was partially open. Because if it's only partially open versus wide open, it means that a lot of that stench remained inside. The iron, the copper, the urine, the fecal matter. It would have been intense. In my opinion, you would have smelled that even before you entered the room. The smell would have permeated the entire home, even with the doors open. Even with the front door open. Even with the sliding door slightly open. Again, this was a horrific crime scene. Red fluid all over. There was a mess. How are we supposed to not question Hunter when he says he believed that they just been drunk and they left a mess? Come on, bro. Hunter said he stood there for a moment. He began to realize what he was seeing. Maybe, I guess I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Fine. You stood there for whatever. You didn't smell anything. You just thought it was messy, and then you realized it. You began to realize what you were seeing. Fine, fine, fine. We'll let it slide. But this is where it gets crazy, okay? Hunter said Bethany and Dylan were uncontrollably crying. Why were they crying? Why were they uncontrollably crying? They didn't know what had happened yet, allegedly, according to their own statements. They didn't know what had happened yet. So why are you uncontrollably crying? If you don't know what happened yet, if you supposedly never saw the bodies, if you supposedly didn't know what was going on, if you supposedly, Dylan, had seen Xana passed out. I thought she was just passed out. For real? For real, bro? Okay. Hunter said he told them to get out of the house and call law enforcement. Hunter said he then went to the kitchen and grabbed the knife from the drawer. Hunter said he then went into the room and checked the closet to make sure there was not anyone else in the room. Hunter said he checked for a pulse on both Xana and Ethan. Hunter said both of the bodies had rigor mortis and were cold with no breath or pulse. Hunter said he believed the two had been deceased for a while. Hunter said he believed he left the knife on the folding table in the living room. So he touched a knife. He's saying that he only touched it after. Was that knife ever tested? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt they tested the knife that Hunter had been holding when law enforcement walked in. I'm not insinuating that Hunter committed this crime. We have to be very careful with how we portray him. But I am saying that that knife that Hunter touched and then set to place in the folding table in the living room should have been tested. Hunter said Ethan, J, and L. Or sorry, Hunter said Emily, J, and L started to enter the house and come up the stairs. Hunter told them to get out of the residence. Hunter said this was about the time Moscow PD arrived on scene. Hunter said the officer told him to stay where he was at. Hunter said he did not know if anyone else was upstairs as he had not gone anywhere else in the house. Hunter said he had trouble comprehending what he was seeing. How did you have trouble comprehending what you were seeing? You literally just told us that you touched them, they had no pulse, they had rigor mortis, and there was red fluid everywhere. What are you having trouble understanding? One thing is to, yes, be in shock, but you're in shock because you understood, right? You understood, and we know that Hunter understood what had happened because allegedly his first reaction was to go and grab a knife. So yeah, you understood what was happening. Just weird wording. I don't like the wording. Now, Hunter said he was not at the party the night prior. Hunter said he and Ethan were texting the night prior on 11/12/22 by phone. Hunter said Ethan wanted him to come over, but Hunter chose not to. Hunter said he knew Ethan since fall of 2021 and said him and Ethan were a member of blank. Hunter indicated J and E were in the same sorority and were roommates. Hunter said L, who was also present, was in the fraternity blank and was currently dating J. Hunter said he and L stayed at blank apartment with Emily and J the night of 11/12/2022. Who is J that also spent the night with Emily and with Hunter? Please let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the comment section. Because when I have seen the docuseries, we see a lot of Hunter and a lot of Emily. Who is Jay that also spent the night with these two? And I'm very curious because we have heard Hunter and Emily say a lot of things that took place on 11/12/2022 into 11/13. oh, we never really wake up at that time, but we magically woke up at 3 in the morning. And although we never lock our doors, something was pulling us, something was pulling us to go to our door and lock it at 3 in the morning. Wow, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Hunter was asked when was the last time he was at 1122 King Road. Hunter indicated he was last at 1122 King on 11/12/2022, where he was pre-gaming for the Vandals foot game. Hunter said he got to the residence at around 12 or 1 p.m. It says 1300 military time, 1 p.m. and left at about 2:30 p.m. to go to a different party. Hunter said the last time E was at 1122 King Road was Friday, 11/11/2022. Hunter did not know of anyone who had issues with E and Xana dating. So Ethan and Xana? Why did they blur out Ethan but not Xana, right? Hunter estimated Xana and Ethan were dating for 8 months. Hunter said he knew Xana very well through his girlfriend, Emily. Hunter said he was not very familiar with Maddie or Kaylee. Again, the contradictions, right? Why is Hunter saying that he's not very familiar with Maddie or Kaylee? We've seen the footage, bro. We've seen the footage where you seem to be very comfortable, in my opinion, around Kaylee Gonçalves. Is this typical distancing or is this something more sinister? Why is he saying that he's not very familiar with Maddie or Kaylee? Hunter allowed pictures to be taken of his phone of the conversations between him and Ethan. In my opinion, he was very familiar with at least Kaylee. In that footage that we have seen where he is coming out when the cops are coming to the door for the noise complaint, he comes out with Kaylee. Let me know your thoughts. Is this him distancing himself, saying that he's not familiar, not really, with Maddie or Kaylee? Or do you think that footage that we have seen of him coming out of 1122 King Road with Kaylee for the noise complaint just happened to be a one-time thing? But again, Hunter was over a lot. He seemed to be over at the home a lot. One would imagine, one would assume that you would be very familiar with Maddie or Kaylee, especially because your girlfriend is close to them, right? You're there all the time. We've seen pictures of Hunter and Emily in that little room after prom or whatever, after that party. Why is he distancing himself? Is he just scared? Does he just not want to get involved? That's all I have for this video, guys. I just needed to get this out of my system before I start the weekend. So I'm sorry I'm dropping all these documents on you, but you guys always open up my mind to different perspectives because it's very easy to get sidetracked, right? But again, when people start distancing themselves from the victims, it raises a red flag for me, right? So before I leave, I'll say hi in the chat. Like I've said, guys, in every video, I never ask you guys for money. I don't ask for super chats. I don't ask for cash apps. I do appreciate them, but I do ask that you make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you are leaving a comment in the comment section to promote these questioning videos the truth. And also make sure that you are subscribed and signed up to receive notifications. So many of you guys have told me that you're putting a lot of comments in the comment section and then they're getting deleted. So I don't know if there's a bug. I don't know if they're trying to suppress the channel. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't know what to think. But I hope that you guys can comment because it's weird, right? Oh, I don't look tired. Thank you, Michael. I am tired though. I'm exhausted. Hello, Austin. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hello, Rex. You'd be spot on, Chicago. Thank you. Momo's thinking hello. I'm trying to put names initials together. Not sure if all correct. JS is Jack Showalter, JD Jack Decor, HJ Hunter Johnson, EA Emily. Yes, those are accurate. Hello, Nigel. Looking great. Thank you so much. At least you have the paperwork now. Exactly, right? Because now we can't get guilt tripped by the guilters saying, oh, you're just speculating. Oh my God, you're just speculating. We have the documents. So, LM, Lakeland, EG, Eric Gower, AC Ashton Couch, LS Leah Sullivan, HG Haley Josie. Momo's thinking. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Nadine, hello. Hello, chat. Iowa is listening. Woo, woo. Is Iowa safer than Idaho? Have I been to Iowa? No, I haven't. Nebraska. Exactly. Carmano 13. Amazing comment. Xana and Ethan's room was a room that was supposedly had red fluid coming out of the house. That room would have been a bloodbath. It would have. There would be no walking in there and like, oh, I didn't even really see it until later. What? It was everywhere, bro. It was everywhere, Hunter. What do you mean? Cheryl, it's been a while. Glad to catch you live. It's been a while, baby girl. Welcome. Go watch my 3 previous lives I made this morning, right? Weird how he grabbed a knife. Yeah, because he probably knew something was up. Is it possible? Maybe. Would have smelled like a homeless shelter. It would stink to high heaven. In 8 hours, BF and DM have a lot to answer for. Exactly. Thank you, Santos Flo. Thank you, Brad Harris. Chad Button says, one deer hanging in the garage gets wild animals coming for miles. That's just one, not 4. Exactly. Jeff, knife wounds maybe aren't as obvious as blunt force wounds. The knife slides in and slides back out this night. No, but they said her face was destroyed. If you have looked at the documents mentioning Xana, her face was destroyed, right? And Ethan was also destroyed. He, according to the documents, was covered like mid up to his waist with a blanket, not with a blanket, with a sheet. That would have absorbed like a lot of red fluid. Right? Remember, Xana had 20 plus stabbings. Shelly says, I think the reason why we never heard about anything from Ethan's family was because Hunter was involved, not in a nefarious way. We know that the Chapmans are close to Hunter, right? They had Hunter and Emily come over post IDAHO4. A steak knife is much, much smaller than a K-bar. Where did it say that he grabbed a steak knife? Nowhere in the document did it say a steak knife. And I have a nice kitchen set, and I've shown you guys my K-bar up close. Okay? My K-bar from when I was in the military, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. But I actually have a knife that is a lot bigger. Actually, 2 or 3 knives that are a lot bigger than my K-bar in my kitchen knife set. So We would have to see. We would have to see. And it should have been evidence regardless. For the fact alone that Hunter was there before the cops arrived. For the fact alone that Hunter grabbed a knife. Yes, Carmados, exactly. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, the police reports say that the wounds were in key spots like under the clavicle bone and the jugular. Blood would have squirted everywhere. And Kaylee's face was bashed in. Although Hunter didn't see Kaylee, he saw Xana. So Jeff H. I know many wanted to be someone other than Prince Brian. Prince Brian, what's wrong with you, bro? Are you obsessed with Brian? Why are you calling him Prince Brian? That's weird. But you gotta be careful that your love for BK, or bias against LE. The fact is that my family, most of my family members are LE. I was military. My husband, everyone here is military, bro. We don't have a bias against LE. We have a bias against corrupt LE because they lied to us from the beginning and because they botched this investigation. And the fact that you are jumping to conclusions, saying that we have a love for BK shows your low IQ activities. It just does. Like that is a manipulation tactic, guys. As somebody who has a master's in psychology 4.0, you know that people like Jeff are trying to manipulate us when they can't use their brain cells to make an actual coherent sentence, and all they can think to say is, oh, you're talking about this because you love BK. Like, talk about low IQ activities. Like, we're not going to deal with that. Again, when that it doesn't open up the conversation to anything useful when that's all you can say. You love Brian Kohlberger. And Prince Brian? Oh my gosh. Really? That's weird. Maybe he's obsessed with Brian. You're calling him Prince Brian. It sounds like you have like some like do you have like a thing for him? You're calling him Prince Brian. Have we ever called him Prince Brian here? No. Called him Brian Kohlberger or Mr. Kohlberger. Okay, Gary says, unless BK is Jason Bourne trained person, there's no way he would have done it to 4 people in 8 minutes or less and not leave any evidence. And not only that, but remember, what did law enforcement want us to believe? That he also sat down and watched Xana because he was tired. That he sat by that stool or that chair. It's like he had all the time in the world, apparently, to do all of this, right? Like, okay. Taco says, joke runners in Banfield, we need names. Yes, we do. Santos says, BK teaches the Navy SEALs and Delta Force units. Maybe, yeah. Alice, holy shit, I never even thought about this. Was this story constructed to create a reason for his DNA to be on that knife? Whoa, something to think about. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I don't say things directly. I'm trying to get you guys to pick up what I'm putting down. You picked up, Alice. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And because we don't know if that's true or not, it should have been tested, regardless. The trees have eyes. Shelly says Hunter is protecting himself. Hunter Johnson was with Ethan that night. Is that why you think, Shelly, that Hunter appears to be distancing himself, saying he didn't really know Maddie, he didn't really know Kaylee? Independent thought says, did he intentionally bring Kaylee out? Is that when the cops took pic of her ID? That is when the cops took a picture of her ID. Something to think about. Exactly as one divided we fall, with Hunter grabbing a steak knife or leveling his phone at a crime scene places his DNA and fingerprints either as a contaminant or applicable as a suspect. Exactly. Wow, somebody with common sense. Unlike, what's a nickname for, unlike Jeffy Boy, right? For sure, Lynette, Dylan, and Bethany had to have smelled that, of course. And then the doors were wide open. Did they open the doors? Something to think about, because they already lied from the first day when they were investigated by law enforcement. Now we know they lied. Now that the documents have dropped, we know they lied. They said that they fell asleep, and now that we can compare the documents, they were not asleep. They were on their phones. They were on social media. They were sharing pictures, taking pictures, editing pictures. So what else are they lying to us about? They lied to us about being asleep. Did they also lie to us about other things? Did they lie to us about, I don't know, opening the doors maybe? Exactly, Lost Girl. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The front door was open. I think it was actually for 2 hours. I believe it was from like 9 a.m. to 11 or something. Was it not? Maybe it was an hour. I need to pull up the documents because I don't remember. But at least an hour that the door was wide open. So I cannot believe we are here after 2.5 years with BK taking a plea. My nerves and need for justice cannot handle sitting on the sidelines for this case. And people like Jeff, and we're going to pick on him today because, you know, he was being a silly willy. You know, there's some people like him that believe law enforcement. They have no bias towards law enforcement. They don't understand psychology. They don't understand bias whatsoever. They don't understand what bias means. They also don't understand, as somebody myself who comes from a family of law enforcement, how law enforcement actually works. They don't understand that law enforcement, their goal is to close a case. They don't understand that the goal of our court systems is to have people plead out. Why? Because at the end of the day, this is about money. Remember, any case is about money. 95% of cases plead out. We push people within our justice system to plead out because this saves so much time, so much money, right? And if you are like Jeffy Boy, and maybe he just needed some extra attention today, maybe, you know, whatever. Maybe he's got things going on where he needs extra love from us. That's why, you know. But if you're like Jeffy Boy and you're going to blindly trust law enforcement, that says a lot about your intelligence, in my opinion, or lack of. Especially when we have a case where cops have literally lied to our effing faces from day one. Right? We know that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Jeffy, do you understand what I'm saying, baby boy? What I'm trying to say is that they lied to us. They told us the girls were frozen in shock. Documents reveal they are not. They told us at first that Brian was stalking. Then we find out he was not. They told us at first this was a targeted attack. Then had to retract that statement. They told us, oh, this car's 2011 to 2013. Then they had to retract that statement. So if you're like Jeffy Boy, who believes everything just because somebody's wearing a medical coat, has a degree, has a badge, has a weapon, or is a figure of authority, statistically speaking, factually speaking, objectively speaking, you are of less intelligence. And I don't want people like that in my channel. I'm sorry. I don't. I would rather have 100 subscribers that have some common sense here. Because again, the point of my channel is not to get rich, bro. I have a job. Like, the point of my channel is to discuss the lies that we are being fed by law enforcement, by Idaho State. The point of my channel is that we have a man who's been sitting in fucking jail for 2.5 years, where we have a case, all these documents that are being thrown to us, hurled at us, unredacted, some redacted, with so much information of so many people, with so much reasonable doubt. And the fact that I served this country as, you know, somebody who was in the military, I'm very proud of that. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. And seeing this failure of our justice system, right? Because we're always being told the enemy is out there. The enemy is always another country. Look over there. No, look over here. Look in our own country. We need to take care of each other because we are literally fucking ourselves over. We are throwing our rights away out the fucking window. Sorry, I had a lot of caffeine, so a lot of F-bombs. Sorry, Mom. Like, bro. I've been here too long. Somebody said today brought to you by the letter F. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Mom. It just gets so passionate because, oh my God, $5. Thank you so much. Say it louder for the people in the back. What? Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. It means a lot in this economy. And I'm actually about to go get groceries. It's tough out here, guys. It's tough out here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's just crazy. And again, I like to talk to people that have other points of view. Like, it's fine. We can disagree, but like when we can actually have an open line of communication, right? Not that you're gonna just throw it in my face, you know, that you're mad at me. Like I had somebody earlier, I don't remember if it was a he or a she, but that person was like, oh my God, you're making Kaylee look a certain way. I'm sorry, I'm literally just reading off the documents, bro. What do you want me to do? And now we have, you know, this dude or whatever it identifies as, in this chat, like saying these silly things like, oh my God, Prince Brian, oh my God, you love Brian. You love Brian. Like, how are we supposed to get anywhere? Again, the point of this channel is to get somewhere, to discuss, not for you to just throw the same rehashed bullshit over and over and over again. Oh my, $20? Are you serious? This is like 2 days in a row. Thank you so much. Why are you so kind to me, John Matson? Thank you so much. Bye. Is this for my future laptop? I'm always complaining. John's been like trying to like get people to pitch in for a laptop because I'm always complaining about my crap top. This, if you look up this, this was $100. And I complain about it because sometimes I do have some issues. But I'm like, that's so nice of him to try to do that. But I would never expect you guys to do that for me. Everything is so expensive. And again, we all have bills and everything is so expensive. It's like just grocery shopping. I'm like, how did I get like 3 bags of groceries, all off-brand items? Because I buy off-brand items. Like 99% of the items I purchase are off-brand. And it's like $150 or something. It's crazy. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. You're too kind. You guys are too kind. All of you guys. And again, I don't ever ask for money, but I do appreciate it. But I do always ask, please leave a comment in the comment section. Please leave a like. Please make sure that you are getting notifications for these lives, because so many of you have told me that you're not. And I think that's bogus. That you're having to resubscribe, that you are getting unsubscribed from my channel. And it just makes me wonder, why is that happening? Why do you think that's happening? Why do you think you keep getting unsubscribed? Hello, Odelia. Hello, Joni. Hello, Painted Desert. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody else in the chat. I promise I'm not doing it on purpose. I know some of you guys sometimes get hurt because I miss you mentioning your name. This thing moves very quickly. This chat is moving very quickly, and I'm trying to keep up. Exactly. You know what I had for lunch today? And I'm not saying this for you guys to pity me, but I'm with Lost Girl, right? Lost Girl is saying food is so expensive that she's having to eat bologna sandwich, noodles, and make tea on the stove. And I'm like, bro, for lunch I had like crackers. I literally had saltines and coffee because there's nothing else in my home at the moment. Go to Aldi. I go to Aldi and I go to Walmart, and everything I buy usually is great value. Maybe I just eat a lot. I don't know. I do eat a lot. My coworkers are always bashing me that I eat like an obese person, but I don't know. Maybe I need to like slash my calories in half or something. You only have 1 meal a day? Bro, hoppers, how? Okay, I did that, tried to do that OMAD thing like a long time ago. I think I lasted a week. Like, I can't. I need like 4 meals a day. I'm sorry. The majority of my expenses are our food, probably. 1 meal a day? Are y'all like disappearing over there? Because I literally track my calories like just for fun to make sure I'm eating enough actually. And I'm averaging close to 3,000 calories. And anytime I drop below 2,500, I feel like I'm gonna pass out and my weight just starts coming down, and I'm not trying to lose weight. Are you asking me, Zach? What is my favorite dessert? Ooh. I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know. I like all desserts. Like, I like desserts for all meals. You know what I've been wanting to try though? Cheesecake. I spoke to somebody yesterday that went to New York City and they mentioned Junior's Cheesecake. Junior's Cheesecake is supposed to be like this place that was around like since like the 1950s in New York. And apparently he went to New York City and asked around like, what's the best cheesecake? And all the locals said, you gotta go to Junior's. So he went to Junior's, and I mean, this man is, I don't know, 80 years old, and said that that is the best cheesecake he's had in his entire life. And I was like, oh, I love desserts. Like, I must go to New York one day and try Junior's Cheesecake. And Then he said that you can actually get them delivered to your house. I was like, bro, why did you tell me that? I have no impulse control. I do, but sometimes not for desserts. So, cheesecake is good. I like ice cream too, right? You haven't eaten for 4 days, John? I went without food for a week. I was doing these stupid experiments when I was in my 20s. Like, I don't know how I did that. Like, I couldn't do it now. We're totally done with the video, by the way. I think I told you guys, right? We're just BSing now. We're just wasting time. Oh my gosh, no, please no. If you can DoorDash that, I don't think you can DoorDash the cheesecake from Junior's in New York. I know they ship it probably through UPS or something, but I definitely would not want Molly dropping it off. No, keep her away from my house, please. Thank you. Can I tell you guys a secret and you won't judge me? Because every time I talk about my food, somebody always has, it's the internet, so somebody always has something to say about what I'm eating or drinking. Don't drink that Diet Pepsi, it's gonna kill ya. It's gonna kill ya. I have ice cream like almost every night. It's true. Honestly, I've had ice cream every night for the last, I'm gonna say at least the last 5 years, at least. So, no way! Is Junior's really at Costco? Well, I don't have a Costco thingy. Like, I don't have like a Costco thingy, but I guess you could Instacart it or like DoorDash from Costco, right? I don't have a Costco pass. Why'd you tell me that? And I'm gonna have to go buy it. Lovely Libra says, I guess I'm already dead. I have like 4 Coke Zeros a day after coffee. Yeah. I've had ice cream every night for the last 5 years. And to be completely honest, guys, I have typically three servings of ice cream, right? Because I track my calories. I have about 3 servings of ice cream. So there's probably things I could do to cut back on my expenses. But it's like I literally eat rice and noodles and like oats for all the other meals. So I'm like, I'll spend money on ice cream. Ugh. John, I would never use DoorDash. I would assume that dude spit in my food. Don't they have to like close the baggie though? When I've ordered from there, it's been years since I've DoorDashed, but when I used to, they would always like staple the baggie. You haven't had ice cream in many years? Oh my gosh, I love coconut milk based ice creams. They are so smooth, so rich, like so fatty. Amazing. No wonder you wear a weight vest when you walk. I know, and actually that reminds me, like I haven't used that vest. I get into, you know, ADD, how it is. Like you get a thing and then you don't use it. Like you use it for like a month every day and then you're like, oh yeah, that thing exists. Okay, thank you for reminding me that thing exists. I need to splurge on dessert. I kind of do. It's still off-brand ice cream though, but whatever. I've never used Amazon Fresh. Okay, I'll have to try that. Is that online? You mean the store? The weighted vest. I forgot about that. I feel bad now. I think it's in my basement or something. That reminds me. Let me go. Let's go with. Because I have to go soon. I have to go get groceries. Whoa, it's dark over here. Are you guys still with me? I wonder. where it belongs, not being used, gathering dust. so heavy. Why did I buy this thing? Here it goes. Should probably use it. It's in the basement. Creepy. Yeah, it is. Oh, wait till you see this other thing. I used to film down here. For those of you who are not new, do you guys remember that? I also forgot that existed. Y'all remember that backdrop? Horrible. Boing. Who does that look like? I know, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought you guys to the basement. That does look like Gonzo. It's just a random backdrop that I bought because you guys were threatening, not you guys, but there were people that were threatening me. And they're like, I'm gonna find the inside of your house and then I'm gonna find, and I was like, bro. So you guys told me to get a backdrop to protect myself so that they couldn't like track my house down. And then I like used it for like 3 days and then I forgot about it. I figured if somebody comes in here, I have some ammo waiting for them. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have to worry about this. You guys remember this? The good old days, hoppers, right? So here we have all the forgotten items of ADD folks. I'm sure. Let's see what else is down here. Boring stuff. Oh yeah, my you know what that is? Hunting gear, potentially, allegedly. I'm not gonna do a house tour. I don't think that's smart or safe. Anyway, I can't believe that actually 193 of you are still on here. I'm surprised. Pants. I'm surprised that people are chilling in the basement with me. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care, stay safe, stay tuned, because there are so many documents that I want to cover with you guys that I may, I'm not promising anything, upload this weekend. So thank you guys for the amazing super chats. Thank you guys for the kind comments. And remember, if you meet somebody like Jeffy Boy in the real world, all you could do is just block them out of your mind, because you can't argue with those people, and it's a waste of brain cells, it's a waste of brain power to try to change their mind, because they won't. They're set in their ways. You can show them evidence. At this point, people like Jeffy, I'm just using him as an example. I know I'm picking on him a little, but people like Jeffy, at this point, you could probably show them a video of who committed the actual crime, and they still would be set in their ways. So you guys take care. Stay safe. See you soon.